on AU Senior Day.
It is Senior Day for the Aurora University women's and men's soccer teams. The women's team defeated Lakeland 4-0 earlier. Now it is time for the men's game between the Muskies of Lakeland University and the AU Spartans. First, we take a moment to meet the men's soccer senior student athletes for 2025. And it starts with Alex Egliadelis, a goalie from Newport Richey, Florida. He's accompanied by his parents, Christine and Terpos. Alex is majoring in computer science, cybersecurity, political science, and public policy, who plans to graduate in May and spend a year working in law or politics to gain experience. After that, he plans to attend law school and focus on cyber law and is interested in the legal issues surrounding technology and privacy. Alex Egliadelis, he's followed by Nick Feet, a defender from Chandler, Arizona. He's accompanied by his parents, Antonia and Ryan, and son, Ben. Nick is an exercise science major who plans to pursue a master's in exercise science and hopefully become a strength coach at a university while also being a Sunday League merchant. Nick Feet.
Number 9,
Brandon Dolezal is up next, a forward from San Luis Obispo, California. He's accompanied by his parents, Brad and Katie, and stepdad, Rich. Brandon's in the AU Masters of Exercise Science program and plans to move back to California and finish his master's online while searching for a collegiate strength and conditioning coach position. That is Brandon Dolezal. And the fourth and final senior being honored today is David Peters, a defender from Madison, Illinois. He's accompanied by his parents, Keith and Lena. David is a double major in chemistry and biology who plans to pursue a career in forensic science with an open mind on attending graduate school. So the men's soccer, senior soccer student athletes are Alex Egliadelis, Nick Feet, Brandon Dolezal, and David Peters. They've been instrumental in establishing and maintaining the high standard of success both on and off the field for Aurora University. So congratulations to all the seniors being honored today. We are less than 5 minutes from kickoff. Aurora coming in at 4-3-3 overall, 3-1-1 in conference play. They have 10 points, which at the start of play today had them positioned in a tie for fourth with MSOE, who they drew with last Saturday. Aurora hammered Concordia Chicago on the road Wednesday. They outshot the Cougars 32-8 in a 3-0 win. Brandon Dolezal, one of the seniors being honored, struck twice. Ben Omernick also found the back of the net. Julian Orozco had a couple of assists as Aurora roared to the win. Lakeland was outshot heavily in their match Wednesday, 22-5, but kept anything from going into the net on either side. So it was a scoreless draw with Wisconsin Lutheran. Their starting goalkeeper today, Andrew Davison, had a career-high 9 stops in what was his first career clean sheet. That got a result, but not the win. Lakeland comes in at 4-4-2. They're 1-2-2 overall, and with 5 points are 1 point outside of the field at the start of play today. It's a young group. They have 7 freshmen who have played at least 100 minutes through their first 10 games. So Lakeland learning on the job a little bit in Kyle Quintel's second season. Ryan Lakin for Aurora has an experienced side as they move through the middle part of their conference slate. They would like to put up 3 points against the team outside of the tournament picture, and we will find out if they're going to be able to do it in a matter of moments. Here's how they'll line up today. First for the visiting Muskies, and they'll go with a 5-3-2 alignment. In the back row, it's the senior from nearby Hinckley, Eduardo Campuzano. From Carpentersville, the senior Omero Cornejo. A sophomore out of Springfield, Illinois, Andrew DeJanes. From Houston, the sophomore Justin Kane. And from St. Germain, Wisconsin, a freshman, Cody Voita. In the midfield, it's a senior, Bram Deladima, out of Plano, Texas, joined by a freshman from Georgetown, Texas, Chris Ledesma, and a sophomore out of Sturgeon Bay, Wisconsin, Porter Gigstead. Up top, it's Dunia Wangu, a sophomore from Milwaukee, and Jordan Davis Troller, a senior from Cottage Grove, Wisconsin. In goal, it is Andrew Davison, the junior and Caneland High School grad out of nearby Elburn, making his 9th start. His 179 goals against average is just outside the league's top 5. He has a 750 save percentage. So Davison in goal, Campuzano, Cornejo, DeJanes, Kane, and Vojta in the back row. The midfielders, Deladima, Ledesma, and Gigstead. And the forwards, Wangu and Davis Troller for Lakeland. Ryan Lakin's lineup is as follows, a 3-5-2 alignment. In the back row, left to right, the junior from Hoffman Estates, Illinois, Julian Orozco. From South Elgin, the sophomore Walter De La Paz. And a senior from Addison, Illinois, David Peters. In the midfield, Carlos Vira is the attacking mid, the junior from Aurora just behind him, left to right. It's a freshman from Addison, Ray Fisher. From Elgin, the junior Omar Saldana. From Round Lake, Illinois, a freshman Jorge Morales. And Nick Feet, that senior from Chandler, Arizona. A couple of forwards. It's the 5th-year senior Brandon Dolzal out of San Luis Obispo, California, and the sophomore Josue Roman from Glendale Heights, Illinois. Alex Egliadelis gets the start for the 10th time, 3-3-3 with a 149 goals against average. That is 5th in the NAC, 729 save percentage, and a couple of shutouts. Again, Egliadelis in goal, Orozco, De La Paz, and Peters in the back row. The midfielders, Vira, Fisher, Saldana, Morales, and Feet, and the forwards, Dolzal and Roman. That's how they line up. Players are out on the field. They'll be introduced here to the fans at Spartan Stadium. And then we'll get underway with men's soccer in the second part of our Twin Bill today. Aurora looking for a sweep. We'll see if they can do it next. This is Aurora University men's soccer.
First, let's meet the referees for today's match. Rami Akram Ahmed, Abel Gonzalez, Jeffrey Goodlove, and Menno Chazmarzadi. Now let's meet today's starting lineups. First for the visiting Muskies. In goal, number 1, Andrew Davison. Number 2, Eduardo Campuzano. Number 5, Homero Cornejo. Number 8, Andrew DeJanes. Number 11, Dunia Wangu. Number 14, Bram Del Adema. Number 15, Chris Ledesma. Number 18, Jordan Davis Troller. Number 25, Justin Kane. Number 26, Cody Vojta. And number 34, Porter Geekstead. The Muskies are led by head coach Kyle Quintel.
welcome your Aurora University Spartans.
And now the starters for your Aurora University Spartans. In goal, number 1, Alex Egliadellis. Number 4, Julian Orozco. Number 5, Nick Feet. Number 6, Walter Delapaz. Number 7, Omar Saldana. Number 9, Brandon Dolzal. Number 10, Carlos Vira. Number 11, Josue Roman. Number 16, Jorge Morales. Number 20, Ray Fisher. And number 21, David Peters. Your Spartans are led by head coach Ryan Lakeland and assistant coaches Sal Garcia, Bill Andrews, and John Gosling.
And we're ready now for men's soccer, the final preparations, and then we will begin our broadcast today, presented in part by BSN Sports. Wear what the Spartans wear. Visit athletics.aurora.edu/getau gear. By Chick-fil-A in Oswego, eat more chicken. By Kaufman GMC in Aurora, celebrating 75 years of service to Aurora and communities across Chicagoland. Elite Management Properties, offering extensive student housing options around the Aurora University campus, and by Raising Cane's in Oswego, One Love. Aurora on the right of the screen as you see it, wearing white with gray shorts, blue numbers and letters on their uniforms. Lakeland is in all gold with navy numbers and letters. The Lakeland Keepers in a teal kit today, and I can't see Alex Egliadellis. He's somewhere. He's wearing pink. Took a moment for him to emerge from the huddle. Wind is strong from behind the Aurora goal in this first half. We saw that create some issues for Lakeland's keeper in the first half when they had the ball on what otherwise is a very warm day. And that's a southerly wind, by the way, which is not helping it feel any cooler. It's 88 right now. A record high temperature, or at least very close to it. I don't know what the official was, but it has to be close to 90. Though it's not real pleasant out there. Aurora football closing in on knocking off Lakeland on the road today. It is 42-28. TJ Ramsey's run for 121 yards and a couple of scores. Liam Mickle has thrown for 286 yards and 4 touchdowns, 2 to Lucius Stones, and a couple to Ethan Svoboda. Of course, in women's soccer, McKenna Coons had a couple of goals and an assist. Ellie Kruger tallied as well. She added an assist, and Kira Carr with a goal and a 4-0 Aurora victory as seniors accounted for all 4 goals. Aurora right to work, and it's out wide for Josue Roman, who shoots, and Davison has to make a save right away, and it's launched for what will be a very tight throw. So Aurora gets right on the attack, right down the field, and pressure on the Muskies right away. Aurora has a chance to make it a clean sweep against the Muskies today as Roman's outside the 18. He settles it. Here's Jorge Morales who shoots. That's blocked. And it's back out into the middle third of the field. Aurora women's volleyball has defeated Lakeland on the road in 3 sets. That was 16, 24, 20, the losing scores in the 3-set win for Aurora. Caitlin Ruse had 12 kills to lead the Spartans. And Isabella Kowalczyk had 8 kills and 9 digs. 15 digs for Katie Brisk. Trinity Nelson set 29 assists. Also had 4 blocks. Peyton Dargugas had 5 blocks. Caitlin Ruse added 3. Riley Moreno had 3 to go along with 6 kills. And then here we are. A little more than a minute into our men's game, Aurora already has a shot. Following a contest where they outshot Lakeland in the women's game 30-0. Out wide is Nick Feet, who hits the brakes in the corner. Carlos Vieira is trying to feed Roman inside the penalty area, and it's out for a throw. Spartans are the highest scoring team in the NAC, and they're going to win a corner here on a cross that was tipped out. So over comes Omar Saldana, two-time NAC honorable mention. I'm Sean Fry, in for Bill Downing today. Xavier Zuckley on the camera here for our second game today. Saldana. He found Dolezal, and he hit it off the crossbar of the football uprights. So Aurora attacking Lakeland early. And against an offense like Aurora, it's going to be paramount for Lakeland to find a way to get on the board early, and that has not been an easy task. 10 matches for Lakeland, they do not have a goal before halftime. I was looking at the stats, and I had to go and double check. I thought it might have been a stat keeping error. That's the real deal. They've been outscored 9-0 in the first half. They have narrowly outscored their opponents 15-12 after halftime. That includes last Saturday against Concordia Chicago, down 2-0 at halftime. They scored 5 in the second half to win. Concordia Chicago, by the way, currently in the NAC basement. So not a great start for Lakeland in that one, but they were able to salvage the 3 points and then able to hang on to get a result against Wisconsin Lutheran earlier this week, despite being heavily outshot. In the midfield, it's picked up by Ray Fisher. And now Saldana, who works it to the logo. Not quite 4 minutes into our first half. Sun shining, barely a cloud out there on this warm first Saturday of October. There might be a water break. Good ball, Roman, and Davison's going to take it away. Nice job by the junior goalkeeper. Got a good jump on the through ball, and Roman not able to break it down. Roman is going to get his chances. He leads the entire nation in shots per game, more than 5.5 per. He's second in the nation at just under 3 shots on goal per game. And his 8 goals, as you might imagine, lead the NAC. So the opportunity has led. There's a lob through for Dolezal, who couldn't get to the end of that. And imagine Roman has been a target for his midfielders and for Brandon Dolezal, who has 5 goals but also has 3 assists. So it's been an unselfish group at the top of this Aurora shape. And a steal. Saldana trying to play it through for Dolezal, who gets into space. His left-footed shot is stopped by Davison. Dolezal able to use his speed to slice through. Ryan Lakin called them a very dangerous group of forwards, uniquely qualified. And he says his team's done a really great job of playing through them and into them, and I think you see that on display that last sequence. I talked with Coach Lakin earlier this week, and He certainly has an exciting group, a very dynamic group is Aurora offside here. A lot of speed in this lineup as well. And no easy task for Ryan Lakeland to replace two of his seniors from a year ago. Of course, the two-time NAC Offensive Player of the Year and an All-American, Enrique Gonzalez, Aurora's all-time leading goal scorer, tied the school record with 22 goals a year ago. That, by the way, was fourth in the country. Jaciel Enriquez was tied for second in the nation while setting a school record with 15 assists. Those two, not easy to replace, but Josue Roman, who only has one assist this year at 14, he was one off the school record. And now has been asked to put the ball in the net more. He's out on the left side here, steps and shoots, and if it was involving pads and a helmet, it would have been good for 3 as it split the uprights, but too high. 6 minutes in. No score, but as it was in the women's game, this one has so far been played really entirely in Aurora's attacking half. So Davison walks it out. Now he'll drive it away into the wind. Aurora looking to win the ball in the middle third, but it's Wangu who's going to get there. Out wide where feet will come down. He'll go get it. And now Aurora starting back the other way through the midfield. It's Vira. He plays it through. Trying to get there was Morales. And Davison once again read it well and fires it out for a throw. Aurora going right at Lakeland. Trying to find seams in the back 5. That can be difficult to do with a 5-player back row. But Aurora has been clever with their touches and just haven't been able to find the right weight. They set up here. Saldana sees that hop away, but he stays with it as Davis Troller came down to give him difficulty. Saldana still on it on the left side. He lays it off for Roman. He might have been looking for Dolezal there on the cross, and they were not on the same page. Dolezal was standing above the penalty spot, and the cross sails harmlessly out for a goal kick. There is men's soccer action around the NAC. We already have one final. It's non-conference, and you do not see Dominican lose 4-0 very often. But that's what happened on their home field today against North Central, who outshot the Stars 20-3 and rolled to the win. North Central now 5-1-4 on the season. Just about all the other games just getting underway today. Concordia, Wisconsin is on its home field against Edgewood. They are scoreless 2 minutes from halftime. Illinois Tech on its home field against Marion. They just got underway on the Scarlet Hawks senior day. Rockford and Wisconsin Lutheran, that was a 3:30 start as well. And they're about 10 minutes in, no score in Rockford. The last one is coming up tonight. Benedictine under the lights against MSOE, and then St. Norbert will be at Concordia, Chicago tomorrow. Throw in on the Aurora defending third, as Lakeland trying to apply some pressure. Again, Aurora wearing white, wearing gray shorts. They're moving right to left. Lakeland is in gold, moving left to right. Hopping around in the penalty area. Now headed back towards the Aurora 18 and cleared the center. 19th meeting between AU and Lakeland all time. Aurora's won 16 of them and have won 10 straight. And most of those have not been super competitive. Here's a very long through ball that is battled for. Davis Troller took down his man. Only 2 of those 10 straight wins have been by less than 3 goals. And in their history against each other, Aurora's only lost at home a single time to Lakeland. That was the last time Lakeland won at all back in 2013. Which is to say it's been a while, friends. And Aurora will try to keep that going. 10 minutes in, no score. Aurora has all 3 shots to this point. Ball is in to Fisher, who is tripped up, but somehow manages to stay with it, wins the ball back, and then fouled, and helped up in a nice display of sportsmanship by Justin Kane, who is whistled for the foul and helps Fisher back up onto his feet. Aurora regrouping in the middle third. Here's Peters. Feet comes to get it in front of the Lakeland coaching staff and resets. You get the sense that Lakeland's plan here is going to be to try to clog up the penalty area and try to counterattack. We'll see what the run of play ends up being here as we get a little bit deeper into it. Roman flips it through. Here's Dolezal. He was looking for Vira trailing the play and wasn't able to connect. Lakeland back out to the midfield. Saldana jumps on that. Orozco from the left back position got deep into the midfield and was able to settle it down for De La Paz. Aurora battling on the touchline. Feet will control it. A back pass here to Davison, who will put the right foot into it and drive it back where Orozco tries to settle it. Taken by Deladima. He was looking for Wangu. And Aurora fouled here as Lakeland comes up with a steal, and we'll have to give it right back. Coming up on the 15-minute mark, we're in the 13th minute. Right now in a scoreless matchup. Roman. Out wide to the near side for Fisher. He stops. Faces up, sends it up top. There's Morales. Moving right, playing it wide. Feet. Back toward the middle of the field where De La Paz, the center back, looks for Roman. It comes free to Vira, who sends it out wide to Feet. Not enough weight on that pass. It's picked off by Porter Gigstead. Not out for a throw, and Vira wins the ball. Finds Roman. Back to Vira. Moves to his left. Finds Roman. It's stuck right out by the arc. Now Vira looking for room. He gets out to the edge of the 18 and is taken down. He falls on the ball. No call, and Lakeland launches it toward the property line. Well, I think Carlos Vira very nearly fouled in the penalty area. I think that's a fortunate break for Lakeland. A corner is coming up. Officials today, Rami Akram Ahmed, Abel Gonzalez, Jeffrey Goodlove, and Manu Chamarazadeh. And they decide no penalty, but a corner coming up. Saldana. Hands in the air, over his head. Puts it to the back post, and it's volleyed onto campus. Jorge Morales got a lot of that, and that's going to end up toward the concession stand. A little more than a half hour to go in our first half. No score. Sometimes really difficult to get a quality strike on a volley, especially off of a set piece. The timing's not there. You can end up hitting it a very high and very long way. And indeed, that's what happened a moment ago to Carlos Vira. Or rather, to Jorge Morales, my apologies. Roman maybe picked off here and then through for Dolzal, but he won't get there in time. Davison will scoop it up, throws it out to the near side. And Cody Voita looking for space, gave it away. Fisher to Morales through Saldana. Dolzal comes down deep into the midfield to come get it. And wide to Fisher, who will track it down on the wing. Low cross, tipped just wide by Dolzal. Sliding in, trying to redirect it home, but couldn't put it on target. Somewhat incredible here. We've had 2 hours of soccer, and Lakeland still does not have a shot between either match today. There's no way that can last, right? But Lakeland's hardly been in their attacking third. That was certainly true of our first matchup today, and hasn't really changed much in our second so far, yet it remains scoreless. Aurora's going to have the throw here, probably about 5 minutes from a hydration break if they're going to have one. If you've ever had the opportunity to be on a turf field, or even a grass field for that matter, when you're under the sun in this kind of weather, it's not the coolest experience. Roman tried to thread a through ball through, but I think Dolzal was offside. So just giving everybody an opportunity to cool off, get some H2O, important on days like this. Roman sends it wide for Fisher, just not quite on the line, and no choice for Voida but to dump it out for a throw. Back in play for Deladima. Was trying to find Wangu, and they don't connect. Wangu was Lakeland's leading goal scorer a year ago with 4, largely coming off the bench, and effective when doing so. There's a couple of goals already. Right now has not been much of a threat. Aurora snuffs out another attack, and they move forward. Dolzal. Now Roman back through for Dolzal. He's behind the defense, turning the corner. Shoots! Stopped by Davison. And the junior goalkeeper has been busy. That's his third stop. Dolzal's been all over it. Lakeland looking. Head the other way. On the foot of Deladima. Looking for Wangu, and the pass was off the mark. But Aurora wastes no time going the other way. Here's Vira with Dolzal, and it's through. Dolzal battling. And a nice play tracking him down by Campuzano. Third-year starter calmly jockeyed with Dolzal and was able to win the ball, but not a throw. It's out for a corner as Vira quickly to it. In the 20th minute, this one's taken out wide where Saldana steps to it. The cross to the back post, just past feet. Cornejo came up, it sailed past his shoulder, and feet, apparently it actually got Cornejo's shoulder, and that's why feet wasn't able to be on the end of it. So Cornejo got just enough, and now Roman comes over for a corner. They are going to hit the brakes for a moment as the referee goes over. Is there about to be a card assessed here? I'm not sure what was the reason for the stoppage there. It would appear there was some dissatisfaction from the Lakeland coaching staff. Now Roman lines it to the near post. Dolzal got to it, and that was deflected off of a Lakeland defender, so Roman tries again. More air on this one and well defended. Comes out to Orozco. Wangu will flip it over him and then boot it high into the air to safety, where Peters will calm it down. I think if the referee has to come over and stop the clock to give the coach a talking to, I think you're relatively lucky it didn't result in a yellow card. Out wide defeat. Aurora on the move again, and they will have their 7th corner kick already. In the 21st minute, Aurora has all 6 shots. They take it short, and Roman comes out to get it by the football field numbers. A long touch gave it back momentarily. Vira. He throws one through and just out of the reach of Dolzal. An aggressive cross, and Dolzal just a handful of yards away. Aurora doing everything fast, and for that matter, doing everything faster than Lakeland right now, and that has been a huge factor. There's a foul on Aurora, and that's going to be the stoppage needed to send everyone off for a water break. Well, all Aurora on the shot board, but still no score. AU and Lakeland. This is Aurora University men's soccer. Aurora has defeated Lakeland in football 49-28. Spartans now 2-2. Stand corrected, 3-2. Actually, I have to take that back. Just hasn't been updated on that screen, but in any case, now 2-1 in NAC play. Homecoming a week from today. Aurora will host Rockford. And actually, men's soccer will be on the road that day. Women's volleyball is the other homecoming matchup on the schedule for next Saturday. The mid-half water break under the severe heat concluding. 23 minutes and change to play in the first half. We are scoreless. There have been 37 shots between the first two matches. To this point, they have all been from Aurora, which is a little hard to comprehend. All 30 in the women's game for Aurora. And so far, the Spartans have spent most of the men's game in their attacking third as well. And they waste no time winning the ball back and getting moving. Roman or Vira, who sends it out wide. Feet settles it, takes a look. He faces up, goes to the right of Campazano. Low cross and headed out of danger by Cornejo. But Lakeland gives it up. Aurora nearly turns it over itself, but it's settled by De La Paz in the midfield, who works his way forward. Max Crawford now on the ball. He subbed in a moment ago for the Spartans. Former second-team all-conference selection is in at the right midfield position. Dolzal in traffic, rolls it through for Fisher, who shoots. And it's off of a leg and out for an Aurora corner. Aurora takes the corner short. Laid off for Saldano, tried to find Crawford in the 18. Now a long shot of Roscoe, who got under it and nearly hit a Dodge Charger in the parking lot. Managed to split a couple of vehicles. .21.5 minutes remaining. Davison's goal kick. Sometimes on a turf field like Aurora has, you can get a little bit of a livelier hop, a truer hop perhaps, but a livelier hop than on grass. Not a ton of grass fields around the NAC, actually. But the difference between a shot on target and one that ends up missing the goal by quite a ways is sometimes a matter of how much bounce it gets off the springy surface. Crawford's back on the ball as Aurora is looking for more. Aurora sends it to the near side of the field. Fisher looking for help. Finds Saldana filling in behind. He's on the wing. Right-footed cross. Gets to Dolzal, who stops, shoots, and it's blocked by DeJanes, who had his hand behind his back to avoid the handball potential, but then turned and ended up hitting him right off the number. Well, Vira over. He'll take the set piece this time. The 9th Aurora corner in 25 minutes. Here it goes to the back post and cleared to safety by Voida. And Saldana running on is upended by Deladima, and Deladima is being shown the yellow card. for Deladima. That's not his first of the year.
Yellow card for must be Brom Deladima. Yellow card for Adema.
It's a 5th yellow card for Deladima here in the 11th match. And it'll set up a free kick. De La Paz and Saldana looking on. Saldana will take it, goes to the back post, and not able to find anyone on the end. Davison sends it out for a throw. "19 minutes to go in the first half, plus a handful of seconds. No score still. Aurora has all 8 shots. There is Adrian Rosales. He finds Dolzal, and he banks it in off the near post. And I stand corrected. That's not Brandon Dolzal at all. That's Walter De La Paz, first third of the year. Nifty work to get the ball down into the 6, and De La Paz makes no mistake. Vira has his 3rd assist of the year, and Aurora on the board. 27th minute. Well, a calm finish for the center back. Former All-State selection while playing for the St. Charles North High School North Stars. I've said this a few times over the years. One of my favorite high school mascots. They didn't overthink it. Saldana is found, and the free kick coming up. There have been a few things I've thought over the years that have been overthought. I remember a handful of years ago covering a high school playoff football game. There's a town called Orangeville, if you know. Any guesses on what color Orangeville wears? You would be wrong. It's not orange. They're purple and gold. Maybe they thought wearing orange would be a little too on the nose. I suppose it would be. Lakeland trying to get some possession down here in their attacking third. They've conceded all 9 shots in the match so far. Looks like they're setting up for a long throw here on the near side. The near post, Aurora's all over that. Wangu thought about the bicycle kick, it looked like, for a moment. Vira able to roll it out wide. Rosales is on it. And out into the middle third for Dolzal, who spins away from trouble and resets it for the Spartans. And now to Fisher. Here in front of us in the midfield. He sends it wide as Dolzal, covering a lot of ground, stops. Like he was pushed off by Cornejo, but no whistle, and Cornejo starts back the other way. It's to Deladima, who now has to be careful, having been cautioned already in this one. De La Paz takes it back for the Spartans, and Saldana will settle in. 1-0 Spartans on the goal from De La Paz. Throw coming here for the Muskies. That's defended. Right back in. And given away. There's Rahman for Vira. Lays it back for Orozco, and he'll go to Fisher, who jumps around Kane. And into space on the left side. Finds Vira running through. Or Rahman, rather, on the left side. He bursts to his right. Up top. Trying to fight off a defender was De La Paz. Fisher back to it just outside the penalty area. His cross into space and through for Crawford, who shoots. That hit a body and tipped just wide of the net. It is out for another Aurora corner. And Aurora generates a lot of corners to begin with. They average 5 per match. They have just reached double digits. This will be number 10 coming up as Saldana once again takes it short. It's to Vira, who steps around a defender, leaves him on the ground, and then his cross didn't make it through. And Lakeland quickly trying to take advantage and counter. And a long through ball up the wing is out of the reach of Wangu. So Aurora will throw it back in. We've reached the half-hour mark. Roman out. There is Ben Omernick, who has checked in. He's on the ball and is looking to play it back to Peters and maybe got a little too much of it, but Peters corrals it. Aurora turns it over, trying to get the ball up the wing, and then Lakeland gives it right back. Peters calmly steps around. Aurora looking to play it through, and Rahman tripped. It goes harmlessly in on Davison. But right back into play. 13.5 left before halftime. And I'm going to guess that Cody Voida was not trying to do that, as he was looking to go up the near wing and launched it out for an Aurora throw. Shots are 10-0 in favor of Aurora. They have the only goal on Walter De La Paz, finishing off the nifty floated pass from Carlos Vira. He was very clever with the football, for sure. Very talented, very dynamic attacking midfielder. Really put together a nice career for Aurora. Roman for Crawford. Runs in the space, the step over, and he bursts to the net. Crawford calmly slots it home and makes it 2-0. How about the individual effort by Max Crawford? The step over into space and the clinical finish. Well, it does not get any better than that, folks. Crawford scores in the 33rd minute. And 3 goals as a freshman, did not score last year. That's his first of the season. And it is a highlight reel goal. Now, Lakeland now in a situation where they will need to start applying some pressure. In 10 games, they've scored first twice. Haven't led at halftime at all because, as I mentioned, they haven't scored in the first half at all. And they really haven't applied much in the way of a threat in this first half so far. So, I mean, you've heard the phrase, second half team, right? Well, Lakeland has really left itself no choice but to be that this season. They'll have to find a way to summon some offense here after halftime if they're unable to start here in the final dozen minutes before the break. Well, once again, very lopsided so far. Aurora unbeaten in its last 3. They've outscored their opponents 11-2 now over the last 3.5 games. They've outshot their opponents now 82-28 over that same stretch. And included a 1-1 draw with MSOE when they were narrowly outshot in a very even game. That should give you an idea of how much they pounded Concordia, Wisconsin and Concordia, Chicago, and so far have not made things easy for Lakeland either. Marinick in the middle of the field to Roman. Finds Crawford out on the outside. Crawford attacking the back row. Shoots. And in on a short hop on Davison, who takes care of that. That's his 5th save. The 35th minute, 2-0 Aurora. De La Paz and Crawford the goals. 6 minutes apart. Rosales sends it back to Egliadelis, who hasn't had much to do today. But he'll calmly roll it out. Aurora turns it over in the middle third and wins it immediately back. It's to Vira. Finds Roman and through. Jacobo wide to the goal and just a step offside. That was Isaac Jacobo, the sophomore. Fresh into the matchup a moment ago when he entered along with Omernick. And was just a stride behind the Lakeland back row. Booted away, clear of everyone. It does stay in play as the Muskies look for something. They'll end up with a throw. Inside of 10 to play before halftime. And Aurora with the takeaway, and now trying to get forward. Here's Roman. He'll step around the defense and charges forward toward the 18. He stops, spins a pass to Fisher up top. He waits, funnels it down to Jacobo, and he'll have to walk the touchline and out of the penalty area. Fisher finds Omernick up top. That's Vira. Long distance shot in off the post. Carlos Vira makes it 3-0 Aurora. An impressive second goal of the season for the junior from Aurora. His tally in the 37th minute has put this one on the cusp of being out of reach for the visitors. You can't give Carlos Vira that amount of time. And it wasn't even an especially large amount of space either, but he saw the lane and a confident strike. A few inches above the ground and off the near post and in. Aurora has all 13 shots. The 3-0 lead.
Scored by number 10, Carlos Vira. Assisted by number 23, Ben Omernick.
Ben Omernick will have the assist on Vira's goal. Lakeland's going to have to rally on the experience against Concordia Chicago when they exploded for 5 after halftime. And Aurora does not appear to be finished trying to find the back of the net. They have been absolutely all over Lakeland. Deladima on the logo. He's in traffic and loses the ball. Omernik ends up with it. Yandel Reyes has entered for Aurora. He finds Roman, who lofts a pass through looking for Jacobo. He couldn't get there, and then off of Jacobo and out. A few more substitutions coming. Josue Roman jogging off. Will likely watch the remainder of the first half. Well, here is Reyes through traffic, stops. Lays it off to Aiden Carr, who has entered for Aurora. Saw him on the field earlier escorting his sister Kira on her senior day. And Kira went on to score what ended up being the match winner for the women's soccer team in their 4-0 win. Low cross here. He was looking for Diego Lugo, also appearing for the first time, and a near miss for Aurora as they nearly made it 4-0. It's out for a corner. Nearly 40 minutes in, 3-0 Aurora already. A 14-0 shots advantage. It's all looking very similar to the first of our two games today. Here's the corner. It found its way into Lugo, and he wasn't able to connect. It's out for a goal kick. And a few more substitutions here. Looking good for a clean sweep for Aurora against Lakeland today in the 4 matchups. But not done yet. Aurora does have the lead at the 2025 NAC Women's Golf Championship, but they are in a tie for it with St. Norbert right now on day 2. Both teams at plus 38, Marion at 40 over, 2 shots back. And MSOE and Edgewood are not out of contention just yet. They're 9 and 10 shots back. Individually, the leader in the clubhouse right now is Yinan Liu of Marion, who shot a 5 over 77 today in her first round. And she's tied with Emma Laundrie, who did the same. Grace Showman is at 3 over, just beyond the turn. Aurora's leaders were Anna Kochia, who shot 8 over 80, and Michelle Beggs 9 over 81. Again, Aurora women's volleyball won in 3 sets over Lakeland. Football won as well. 49-28. Women's soccer earlier today, 4-0. A long lofted through ball that Crawford will run onto with 2.5 minutes left. He steps in the space, but the touch too long, and it's out for a goal kick. 3-0 Aurora. Walter De La Paz, Max Crawford, Carlos Vira, all finding the net for the Spartans. Warner Byer, not enough on the pass. And Aurora retakes possession. Crawford jogs it into the midfield. Omernick moving left, drives a through ball, but couldn't find Carr on the end of it, and out for a throw. Or rather for a goal kick, I apologize. Inside of the flag. One will be taken short rather than try to drive it into the wind again. 1:20 left. Into the final minute now before halftime. The 45th of the 90 will play today. Aurora continuing to stay on the gas pedal. Here's Omernick. Flicks that through, and Carr nowhere near it. Out for another goal kick. Not often that you see the type of domination that we saw in our first match today, and to be saying that twice in back-to-back contests really, I think, illustrates how well Aurora has played soccer so far today. Have not conceded a shot. Offside is Lugo here in the final seconds, and that'll be the last action before halftime. 3-0 to the intermission. Aurora leads Lakeland in men's soccer. They outshoot the Muskies 14-0. All Spartans here at Spartan Stadium. Final 45 coming up after the break. This is Aurora University men's soccer. Possession 67-33. Thought that probably should have been higher too. Lakeland had enough touches to bring it down a little bit. No, it's like a math problem. It's like basically based on your passes and yeah, I wish they'd run a stopwatch on it, but it's actually just how many passes you make and all that good stuff. So. Although I don't know that they're actually putting all those passes in, but maybe they are. At halftime, Aurora leading Lakeland in men's soccer 3-0. Aurora will go into the wind here in the second half wearing white with gray shorts. They'll move left to right across your screen. Lakeland in gold right to left. Shots were 14-0 in favor of Aurora. Walter De La Paz scored in the 27th minute. Max Crawford in the 32nd. And Carlos Vieira in the 36th. Or make that in the 33rd and 37th, I apologize. And De La Paz's goal was in the 28th minute. Close enough. Vieira also added an assist. Josue Roman and Ben Omernick had assists. The only yellow card was to Bram Del Adema in the 26th minute. Alex Egliadelis did not face a shot. Andrew Davison made 5 stops for Lakeland. Egliadelis is going to get the rest of the day off as the freshman from Hillsdale, Ontario, Ethan Abbey J.O.D., is in goal for Aurora. So the 6'6" freshman takes Egliadelis' spot. And Aurora looking to waste no time getting back into the attacking third. And Davison has to come out and make a play. Possession 67% for Aurora in the first half. Lakeland does not have a shot at all in our game and a half so far today. There's a steal, and Wangu playing a very strong through ball, and not really any chance at all for Porter Gigstead to run that down. Well, Aurora has won all 4 times previously when they've had the lead at halftime. Lakeland has only come back 1 time when trailing. That was on Saturday against Concordia Chicago. Aurora already has 2 wins. Make that 3 wins against Lakeland today, already in the books, with women's volleyball, football, and women's soccer all winning. And now looking to make it 4 for 4. And in good shape for it, unless Lakeland can come up with a massive rally. And the way things have been going without even a shot yet, I do not like the probability that Aurora is going to surrender 4 own goals to lose today. So if Lakeland's not able to generate anything, this one's already over. But 42.5 minutes remaining. Well, Lakeland is certainly going to have to begin taking some risks, or it's not going to happen today. From the Aurora standpoint, continue to have the foot on the gas. Pass threaded through, but too strong, and Davison will scoop it up. So the Muskies trying to emerge from their own defending third. Peters steps up and takes the long pass away, and that'll allow Julian Orozco Look to work at the midfield, but it's given away. Chris Ledesma steps up with the steal. Wangu on the ball. He's overrun. And Fisher wins the ball and is fouled. Big one coming up for Aurora right here Wednesday night against Dominican. Stars 4-1-0. They were in a tie atop the NAC standings at the start of the day with Edgewood tied with them at 12 points with a match in hand, having played only 4 instead of 5. And then at Marion on Saturday, in what will be a doubleheader. Vira, top of the 18, lays it off. Stepping into a 20-yarder was Omar Saldana. That was blocked. Fisher staying on the ball. Battles. Keeps possession. Lakeland at home to Illinois Tech Wednesday night. They try to find a way back into the win column if they can't come up with a rally. Aurora keeping them pinned down in their own end. Here's Dolezal out wide. Morales was looking for a cutting Roman on the cross. Davison takes it away and then turns it over, trying to spring the counterattack. Saldana's back on it. Roman comes up to get it and pushes it through down the wing. Fisher faces up, goes to his left. Low cross. The shot was tipped. It rolled into the 6 and then was launched out for a throw. And Aurora wastes no time getting back in the 51st minute. And another throw coming. It looks like a corner kick, actually. Aurora takes it short. Everything's been fast for Aurora today. They have overwhelmed the Muskies with speed. This is over the touchline and out for a goal kick. Aurora another takeaway in the midfield, and here is Dolezal working his way along the hash marks. He shoots and sprayed it wide. Dolezal trying to connect on his senior day. 33 career goals in 66 games with the Spartans. First team All-NAC, fourth team All-Region, and an academic All-American a year ago for Dolezal. Had 18 goals and 8 assists. Goals were in the top 5 in the NAC, just behind his teammate. Assists were in the top 10. A really impressive senior season for Dolezal. Saldana. Looking to spring De La Paz coming all the way up from the center back spot. He jogs back. Orozco settles. And Rosales, sophomore out of Mundelein, corrals it and lays it out for Aiden Rada. I'll stand corrected. That is Jorge Morales. Aurora still with it. It's out wide for Roman. Wasn't able to get past Kane, but he leaves it to Fisher. He steps into the penalty area and was looking for Dolezal and put the pass behind him. So Kane will jog it out to the sideline where Aurora attacks the pass, tries to win it in the midfield. Now Lakeland gets out on the break, but the through ball was out ahead. As Roman Riggs was trying to, stand corrected, Davis Troller was trying to track it down, couldn't get onto the end of it. Now out wide, And Fisher's on it. He steps into the 18, steps into the middle, shoots. The save by Davison. Fisher's still there. He tries the bike, and it trickles wide and has cleared the center. Aurora reloading. They reverse the field. Or Morales battles with Campazano. And Campazano gives the foul. Aurora will have a free kick. 30 yards from the Lakeland cage. 36 minutes and change remaining. 3-0 Aurora. So Saldana and Roman are back marking it off. Roman runs into it. The drive catches the wall. It will stay in play and be booted out for, I believe, a corner, and needed to check for a moment as blocking the shot stung a Lakeland player. I believe it's Davis Troller who's looking to collect himself. I think it would have gone out for a corner, but I think the whistle was sounded first, so Davis Troller is going to go off here. I think they'll just drop the ball near where it had been. Or not, no. Leave it with the goalkeeper. Apparently was out for a goal kick. Lakeland a driving through ball. That won't be any trouble at all. And I just got to look at the replay. It looked like Davis Troller very much blocked the shot with his head. And obviously using the side of the head is part of the deal with soccer sometimes, but not usually with that kind of velocity. Roman got a lot of that and was not trying to have the head in the way. Another corner for Aurora. That's their 12th today. They take it short again. Orozco looks for room. Was trying to throw a cross through and wasn't able to get there. There's just nothing there for Lakeland. Shots are 16-0. There's one through for Dolezal. He'll lay it off. It's a beauty, and Vira puts it home. His second tonight. What'll come in the 56th minute as Dolezal unselfishly laid it through the 18, and Vira had the whole net to work with. Third of the year for Vira, second of the game. (4-0 Aurora). The three at the top of Aurora's shape are about as good as it gets anywhere. Dolzal, Roman, and Vira. A dangerous trio for the Spartans. Coming up on the 1 hour mark. There's a steal for De La Paz, who sends it to Dolzal. He tries to thread it through for Roman, who bursts. He lays it off. Dolzal scores. And Aurora needs 37 seconds to score again. And Dolzal does get the goal on his senior day. Roman will have the assist. Absolutely clinical soccer right now by Aurora as they go up 5-0. It was already a tall order for Lakeland, but if there was any lingering hope, that has been laid to rest. Officially, goals 30 seconds apart. In fact, as I look at the replay here, it might have even been less than that. There's a steal, Vira. Roman looking. He tries the long shot. Vira stays with it. Pops it forward. De La Paz down from the center back spot. Now Morales, and he'll back heel it for De La Paz. Observes. Vira. Out wide. De La Paz again. The cross. Too much on it. Fisher overran it, and it's out for a Lakeland throw. All smiles for Aurora Soccer, women's and men's today. 4-0 earlier for the women's team and 5-0 already. And Ryan Lakin's group showing no signs of letting up. There is Rosales. Finds Orozco. Saldana. Aurora hasn't been on its own side of the 50-yard line much today. Roman in traffic. Walks his way out. Looking to get a cross through. It hops. Vira will pop it deep where Morales runs it down. De La Paz into Roman, who turns and shoots, and Davison will fall to his left and make what will go down as his 6th save tonight. Aurora's outshot Lakeland 19-0 at this point, including 11-0 on goal. Here's Dolzal. For Morales. Dolzal again on the near side, spinning, looking for room, and has to play it out for Rosales. Dolzal again out on the wing. The step over, waiting, just outside the 18. He was looking for De La Paz to fill in behind, and they weren't on the same page. Just about at the 1 hour mark. In fact, we're going to get there here just as the goal kick goes away. "5-0 Aurora." The remaining drama in this one is not the result. Vira finds Dolzal. Back heels it through to Roman. Now Saldana looking for Dolzal. He shoots and stopped by Davison and out for a corner. It's not the result. Lakeland has been overmatched from the start. It's, will it be a clean sheet at this point, barring a significant change in the circumstances? And even at this point, will Lakeland get a shot off? They've just spent so little time in their attacking third. The cross from Rosales. Aurora not able to get on the end of that, but it's out to Orozco. Once again, Fisher to it. Vira to Roman. Tried to leave it for Vira, who gets it back now. Into Fisher going left. He shoots and just missed the near post. It stays 5-0. Coming up on the 62-minute mark. Now Lakeland is not playing it into the midfield on goal kicks. They're taking it short, and seems actually to be making the task more difficult because of that. You see Jose Acevedo run on. Aurora is just able to apply so much pressure, and Rosales almost won the ball on the sideline. It's just over the touch. They weren't having any success winning the ball in the air. They're now trying to pass out of their own 6, and that's not working either. And now they'll drive it deep, but no one was home. Good news is Jordan Davis Troller is back in, so it's good to see that he wasn't affected by the blocked shot by the head. Roman was looking for Dolzal, but hadn't begun his run, and so it's turned over. Well, Lakeland in the midfield, they lose it there. And a Lakeland throw. Davis Troller gets to that and taken away by Nick Feet, who will run right after it. Davison has to send it wide. Campuzano, a calm step around, out back towards Davison. And Lakeland will try to come out from the far side. 65 minutes in. Constant pressure for Aurora, but now Lakeland with something brewing in the midfield. Tyler Steele. Not a lot on that pass. Lakeland lucky to keep possession. Steele tries again. Feet. Good tackle. Takes it away. And now Vira. Sent through, and Omernik will chase it down the left wing. Was looking for Dolzal, just not enough on it. It's out to feet. Acevedo plays catch with feet. High in the air. Feet trying to find it as he battles with Steele. And Steele boxed out effectively, and then it goes off of Delanima for an Aurora throw. We're close to the water break here with 24 minutes and counting remaining. Shadows have creeped out over most of the west side of the sideline here. Most of the pitch still in sunshine. The bleachers are actually rather comfortable at this point as they're out of the sun now entirely. The sun low enough in October that it was almost 90 today. I guess it could have been worse in a way. Lakeland still having trouble getting past midfield. It's on the Roman, who is tripped up by Diego Flores, and a free kick is coming. And this is in a dangerous area for Lakeland, as Roman is very capable of striking from here. It's 5-0 Aurora. Roman walks it off. He's back there with Yandel Reyes. Roman will take it. Steps into it, and it's right into the wall. And Aurora retains possession. Out wide for feet. Omernik battling, and a corner coming up for Aurora. They're 13th today. They have all 19 shots. Incredibly, between our two matches today, Aurora has all 49 shots that have been attempted. Reyes in the space. Lays it off to Roman. And out wide, there's Crawford. A goal already tonight. Steps into the middle, shoots! Diving stop, Davison. And he'll slide on it and prevent any further advance. Might be Davison's best save tonight. His 7th. Out into the midfield, Reyes finds Rosales. And Reyes again. Julian Orozco and David Peters, the remaining two for Aurora to play the full, not quite 70 minutes now. Justin Kane, Cody Voida. Only two on the Lakeland side besides Andrew Davison. Through ball, and Reyes is in behind. Looking for help, threads the pass through, and it's tipped home! Davison came out to get it. He missed, and Roman is on the end of it to make it 6-0. That's Roman's league-leading 9th of the year. Reyes will get the assist. It's a beauty. What a performance by Aurora here today.
Official timeout on the field.
And this will be the hydration break. 6-0 Aurora. 20 minutes and 32 seconds from the win. All Spartans in what's been turning out to be a very good day for Aurora and not a great one for Lakeland. Football, women's volleyball, women's soccer all with wins. Men's soccer up 6-0 with 20 minutes left. And for Bill Downing, I'm Sean Fry. Just joining us. 21-0. Those are the shots for Aurora. They were 30-0 in the women's game. That is really the last point of intrigue remaining in this one. Will Lakeland get a shot off? I don't know that I've ever seen anything like this. Very impressive performances by both the AU women and men's teams. And catching them on Lakeland's, I think, inarguably not best day. The Muskies team that's been able to do some damage this year, and they just have not had anything going. Aurora has been outstanding today. They have not allowed Lakeland a moment of peace. Barely any possession at all. They are down in the attacking third, trying to get something going. This hops out to Dominic Myers. He'll try it here. It's a beauty, and what a stop by Abby Jayodi. So Lakeland finally rips one off, and Dominic Myers nearly connected on a highlight reel goal from distance. And how about that for a first career save from Abby Jayodi? Oh, look alive out there. My goodness. Lakeland trying again. They'll pop this through. That'll be much easier for Abby Jayodi. It has not been a very active day for Aurora's goalkeepers on either of their teams. And you could forgive the goalkeeper for maybe napping a little bit down there, but Abby Jayodi, tip of the cap. So Lakeland does get its first shot. They get it 160 minutes into soccer today. Now Aurora going for more. Here's Jacobo. He's in the 18. Centers it. He found Crawford trailing, looking for the brace. And he fired it high. Feet now with it in the midfield. Aurora's going to retake possession. It is Maisel Terrazas getting a moment. And then Frankie Jimenez with a look down at the other end for Aurora. Have a corner kick here for Lakeland. And 16 minutes left. 6-0 Aurora. This will be the second corner for Lakeland, or rather the first, actually. I was thinking of the women's game. Lakeland had a corner very early, didn't get a shot off of it, and then we're barely in the attacking third again. The rest of the day. Lakeland getting something approaching sustained pressure here, and they'll finally win their first corner of the afternoon. In the 75th minute, substitutions. Corners away. Davis Troller not able to get ahead on that, and Aurora will clear. 15 minutes left. Davison's well out of his goal, and some anxious moments there. Aurora getting its considerable depth involved here in the final minutes. You see Anas Ramoun out in the back row, among other reserves who are getting some run here this afternoon. We mentioned Terrazas. Frankie Jimenez has entered. Caden Radcliffe, sophomore, has checked in. Hope I'm not leaving anyone out at this point. Here is Eric Magayon. He's into the match as well, trying to chase down a ball that goes out for a Lakeland throw. Mentioned Dominic Myers. He had the only shot for Lakeland moments ago, which was glorious, and was labeled for his first career goal until Ethan Abijaodi had other ideas. Daniel Flores has entered. Owen Bishop saw some time earlier. Aaron Priester. Diego Flores. Anthony Ramirez. Devin Gali. And then Tyler Steele mentioned him. So making sure we get a mention for everyone in the game who's made an appearance so far. Lakeland trying to get up through the midfield here. It's on to Bishop. Under 13 left. Through ball, it's into Wangu, and he was offside. It ends up in the Aurora net past Abijaodi, and will not count, as Wangu was a step ahead of the back row. As to Janes. That's through for Gigstead, who's well defended by Terrasas. A throw-in coming. We'll check out what's happening around the NAC. Mentioned Dominican in non-conference play. Blanked at home by North Central 4-0. Aurora getting forward on the rush. It rolls out to Aiden Carr, who shoots. Davison makes the stop. Jacobo gets on it. He centers for Reyes, and Davison makes another stop. 3-0 Edgewood over Concordia, Wisconsin. That is a final as the Eagles move to 5-0 in league play. It was Gabe Young, Ben Brody, and Jack Knight tallying for Edgewood. There's a foul as Radcliffe's taken down. Does not appear there's going to be a caution, merely a free kick. Illinois Tech at home against Marion. They're at 1 apiece. Scarlet Hawks open the scoring in the 26th minute. It's Cal Graham slotted one into the Marion net, and then Simon Keeler, the equalizer, in the 57th minute. They have 11 minutes left in Chicago on Illinois Tech's senior day. Aiden Carr lined up for a left-footed free kick. I believe Caden Radcliffe is the other, waiting for the right-footed strike. It is Radcliffe who bends it around the wall, and Davison makes the stop. In Rockford, they have had a wild one. 7 minutes left. It is 3-2. Jesus Ramirez Pabon got Wisconsin Lutheran on the board in the 16th minute. Aldair Garcia tied it up for Rockford moments before halftime. And then a couple of goals 3 minutes apart for Wisconsin Lutheran separated the match as Rolando Collins scored in the 62nd minute, and then in the 65th, Ramirez Pabon with his second. But Lane Mendoza scored with 9 minutes left for Rockford, and they are pushing to try to even it up with now 6 minutes left in Rockford. So 3-2 there. Warriors in front. Cross defended by Aurora. Davis Troller trying to win the ball. He does. Pops it forward for Wangu, and he's dispossessed there, and it's out to midfield. Reyes couldn't hang on. Now a long shot. Ambitious, and no chance from out there. Last match tonight is Benedictine home to MSOE. That's at 7:30. Concordia Chicago is hosting St. Norbert tomorrow for a 3:30 start. At 8.5 minutes left here. Final minutes running down. Aurora leading 6-0. A couple today for Carlos Vira, Walter De La Paz, Brandon Dolzal, Josue Rahman, Max Crawford also find the back of the net. Rahman had 2 assists. Vira and Dolzal 1 apiece. Endo Reyes and Ben Omernick with assists. The only save today from Ethan Abbey J.O.D. Spectacular stop on Lakeland's only shot of the afternoon. Reyes puts it there for Jimenez, who went for the volley. and the exclamation point and launched it wide. Andrew Davison, 10 stops. That's a career high for him. Two extremely impressive performances by Aurora this afternoon. Dominican next Wednesday night for the Spartans at home. Bill Downing will be back for that one. And we hope you'll join us on the broadcast. Final 7 minutes. It's a long pass, and Lakeland gets behind Aurora's back row. Davis Troller's pass was behind Wangu. And that'll allow Acevedo to get it out the safety. Radcliffe picks it up. Spins his way into the midfield, still on the ball. And then through. He was looking for Jacobo. Got a late jump trying to stay onside. It goes back to Davison. Illinois Tech has just taken the lead with 6 minutes left, as they try to wrap up a senior day sweep. Although they've just taken it off the board. So did it go too soon is the question. Statistician might have marked in a goal that was waved off offside, I believe. Perhaps that way. So now 5.5 minutes left there. Edgewood has finished off Concordia, Wisconsin 3-0. That one is in the books. Davison coming out here. Ball is loose around the 6 and booted out into the midfield. 5 minutes plus still in this one. Aurora about to pick up its 5th win of the year and 4th in conference play. Arasas with a shot. Davison puts that away. Spartans with it in the midfield. And Aurora offside on this possession. Lakeland looking for one final rush. Wangu trying to spin in the space. Taken away by Aurora. There's Caden Mata. Most recent check-in for Aurora. has now gone final. Wisconsin Lutheran with a win over Rockford. I'll put Wisconsin Lutheran into a tie for 9th with Lakeland. Free kick for Aurora coming up here with 3 minutes left. And they're still tied with time running down in Chicago. Illinois Tech and Marion both in that 7th and 8th spots, tied right now, so a result would be very key for either as they try to hold a spot in conference tournament position at the halfway point of the schedule. Less than 2.5 minutes left here. Well, Lakeland now with a couple of shots. Abby Jayodi credited with 1 stop. And as we're into the 89th minute, could very easily be it. Tate Talbot. He has drawn in. Here's a takeaway from Acevedo. Forward to Mata. Terrasas works in the space. That's a long shot fly and missed the net. So we are into the 90th minute. Shots are 30-2 for Aurora. They'll move the 5-3-3, 4-1-1 in NAC play. Now with 13 points for the moment. We'll move into solo second place with several other results still outstanding. And how about one more? And it is Terrasas, the freshman from Yorkville. His first career goal.
Spartan goal scored by number 28, Mizell Torres, assisted by number 29, Jesus Ramos. Torres from Ramos.
Jesus Ramos, another freshman, will have the assist. At just 40 seconds left, Aurora adds one more to go up 7-0. It was Carlos Vieira, 2 goals and an assist. Josue Roman, a goal and 2 assists. Brandon Dolezal, a goal and an assist. Alter De La Paz, Max Crawford. And now, of course, Terrasas with goals. Andel Reyes, Beno Mernick, and Jesus Ramos add assists. 13 stops for Andrew Davison. That's a career high. And Aurora is going to send Lakeland to the loss. Muskies will be 4-5-2, 1-3-2 in NAC play. 7-0 the final. All Aurora. The Saturday afternoon, they sweep Senior Day. Women win 4-0. And then Aurora
Thank you again to the seniors.
With the 7-0 win here in the men's game. Thanks to Xavier Zuckley on the camera today, the entire AU Athletic Communications facilities teams, and Bill Downing for giving me the chair for today. He'll be back on Wednesday as Aurora hosts Dominican at 7 o'clock. I'm Sean Fry. Thanks for watching. This has been Aurora University men's soccer and a big win today over Lakeland, 7-0. Have a great rest of your weekend.